To Australia next, where emergency services have been trying to rescue hundreds of people trapped by flooding in the state of Queensland. Authorities say people were stuck on the roofs of their homes as rising waters cut off entire areas. Severe weather warnings remain in place, with the heavy rains that have swollen rivers and engulfed roads expected to continue for most of Monday. And if that wasn't enough, take a look at this. I think we can show you a crocodile seen swimming in a storm drain. This is in the town of Ingham. You can see it there just in the centre of your screen, this little face poking out. Well, let's go live now to ABC journalist Christopher Tester, who's in Cairns and has been reporting on this throughout the last, 24 hours. Thanks very much for joining us. Can you just talk us through how things are at the moment? The pictures that we're seeing are just incredible.
Yeah, Lucy, good evening here, evening Australian time on Monday. Things are a little different depending on which part of far north Queensland you're in. In the major city of Cairns, population about 200,000 people. The city experienced one of its wettest days on record, the worst flooding since 1910. Most of that rain fell on Sunday Australian time, and some coastal suburbs were completely cut off. Some of them remain completely cut off, but in those areas, flooding in the streets has really started to subside. It's in the further north towns in parts of the Daintree rainforest. One town in particular, the small Aboriginal community of Wudjul, where people are still, in some cases, waiting to be rescued. And there is a search and rescue there for an 85-year-old man who hasn't been seen since 10 o'clock last night, so about 21 hours ago. The recovery process in some places has started. In other places, things still remain quite serious.
And with that Wudjul area, they tried with helicopters, didn't they, to get there, but actually had to turn back, didn't they?
Wudjul, while the rain in Cairns had stopped by this morning, in Wudjul, it was still raining throughout parts of the day. I think they're hoping to get in tomorrow. Just to paint a picture, it is a very remote location, the Daintree rainforest, of course, one of the great remnant tropical rainforests of the world. Wudjul's about 200 kilometres north of Cairns. Road access to even places like the tourist town of Port Douglas, about an hour north of Cairns, has cut off because the flooding has just completely decimated some roads. In Wudjul's case, you've got to get a ferry over the flooded Daintree River, so really difficult to access, even in the best of times in a tropical wet season in Australia. So the authorities have really got a challenge to get to some of these places.
We were just showing a picture a few moments ago of a crocodile in the waters in a place called Ingham. I mean, there's a lot to contend with as it is, but adding into that all the creatures that might be in these waters as well, I suppose.
One of my colleagues, snapped a photo of that crocodile in Ingham. Ingham's about 2.5 hours south of where I am here in Cairns. It's one of the main reasons why why authorities are urging people to stay out of floodwaters. Right now, after the worst of the rain has gone, it is the greatest threat that people will get themselves into trouble, either driving through floodwaters. Crocodiles live in this part of Queensland. It's something that we have to contend with and be mindful of whenever we go into a body of water. When there's just so much flooding and the rivers have burst their banks, those crocodiles can get into places that you might not otherwise expect them. Just for some more mundane things about the risks of floodwater, yesterday when I was heading around town just after the worst of the rain, I saw 3 young children with a boogie board, and they were playing in some floodwater right near a sign warning of a sewage spill. So there are real hazards here when there is flooding.
OK, well, thank you for telling us all about it. Appreciate your time. That's Christopher Tester, ABC journalist. Thank you.